To the great big beautiful world and all its great wonderful amazing people. My name is Justin and thank you for tuning in to our first episode of Couch Talk. Now this is a new series that I'm wanting to try. It's basically just going to be me sitting on the couch talking and rambling about some things going on in life and things that have inspired me, things that motivate me, things that I want to talk about, things that are personal to me, and hopefully it's something that you guys enjoy. So let's get on into the video. So today's topic revolves around my wife. My wife is absolutely one of the greatest people that I've ever met in my entire life. She is the love of my life. I could not do life without her. It is because of her that I got a little bit of spark back into my life. My life has not always been smooth and steady, which I'm pretty sure most of you on here can agree to that. Your life has probably been the same way. You've had moments that were real good and moments that were real low. I'm no different than anybody else. I've had those moments in my life. And while I found myself getting back on track in life at one point in my life with finding a better job and eventually getting to where I could save money and move out of my parents' house, there was still something missing in my life, and that was somebody to share my life with. And my life with relationships has not always been the best. You know, I've never really felt like I fell in love. I just kind of stepped over in it a couple of times and hopped right back out. But whenever it came to my wife, I knew that she was the perfect person in the world for me because I never had to try with my wife. You know, everything just worked. We laughed at the same stuff. We enjoyed our time with one another. We just ultimately had a really good time, and we made each other's life a whole lot better. She brought a lot of spark into my life. I helped her in certain things and showed her things along the way. And overall, we just have always been a really good team. My wife has, ever since I've known her, struggled with her weight. And it's something that I feel like personally, I could have probably been better talking to her about it personally instead of a video like this. I know that she's going to eventually watch this video whenever I post it, whether she's on her way back home late one night from dance and she's got it playing in the car, or she's sitting at the house and she decides to watch it, or if she's a break on her lunch at work or something. I know that she's eventually going to see this video. She's going to hear everything that I'm saying, but understand and know that I've not always been the greatest in the world talking to her about this, because I never wanted her to think for one second that that's how I viewed her. My wife has always been the most beautiful girl I've ever known in my entire life. I have always loved her from day one. She has always been the single greatest thing to me. And I have told her that before in the past whenever she was having one of her moments, struggling with it, or stuff had been on her mind. And, you know, it's like she told me, like, yes, I understand that you love me and you think I'm beautiful. It still doesn't help the fact with everything that I'm trying, everything that I'm doing, nothing's working. And she's about to go have, excuse me. She's about to go have gastric bypass surgery, which is a surgery that she saved up her money for, something that she's been wanting to do. She's been seeing a lot of good results from a lot of people. And I know just how cruel a lot of people can be, okay? I haven't exactly been the world's biggest superstar on TikTok, or especially not my YouTube by any means, but I've had enough exposure to where it brought in enough people, and I saw, you know, negative reactions from things. And I'm a type of person that I could care less what the world thinks of me. You know, I've got real thick skin. I've got a tough shoulder. Anything anybody says to me pretty much bounces off, and I'm gonna keep trucking along, keep doing my thing. If you have dreams, or if you have ideas, or if this is something that you want to do, making content, regardless whether it's vlogging, comedy skits, food reviews, whatever, you're going to deal with that at some point. Like, there's no getting around that. People have a right to react to your stuff however they see fit. It's just the way the world is. You have a right to respond to them, and so forth and so on. It's just the way the world is. You're going to get some backlash at some point. You're going to have somebody say something that you don't necessarily agree with, or you thought was wrong, or doesn't seem right. That's all part of it. And my wife tried for a while to vlog and talk about things, and she had people that said horrible stuff to her. I saw the comments myself, and, you know, I don't understand personally how someone who's just trying to make content videos to entertain other people, or just putting something out there for the rest of the world, why they deserve to be attacked. I never have understood that, never did that myself. If I ever saw something I didn't agree with or didn't make sense to me, you just scroll. Don't give it no moment of your time. But anyway, that's another video for another time. She was doing YouTube vlogs. She was making little shorts and things like that. She was doing really good at it. And one day she had some people say some stuff to her that was horrible. And she basically kind of shut down from that. She was scared to death that it was going to continue, that she was going to get worse, and she just didn't want to put herself out there like that anymore, which is fine, which is understandable. But I have to tell you that I am very proud of her here recently, because she has decided to talk about her journey doing this surgery and the things that she's experienced. And you know, she's smart enough to know this without me saying anything to her, but the whole purpose that we believe in making videos and why we like doing it is, it's not just so much for entertainment. You know, it's educational purposes. It's teaching people something. Is, you know, our failures can be your success. You know, you can learn from mistakes that we made, things that we learned, and she can be an inspiration to somebody. You know, somebody out there that has questions that can't find those answers anywhere else. She may be the very person that person needs to watch and see. And I know some people, when they hear gastric bypass surgery, are going to think that this is the easy way she's taken out. My wife works diligently, extremely hard, stresses out about this. She has, ever since I've known her. We've eaten out from time to time. We've went and splurged on food, and, you know, she's had cheat days. I mean, who hasn't? You know, she enjoys chocolate and things of that nature and food, and just like I do. But the thing is, she is way more disciplined about what she eats than I am. And just because of our body types, because of our genetics, heritage, whatever it is, my body reacts to the things that I eat differently than what she does. I can sit on my behind in this house on this couch and eat a whole bucket of KFC today, drink 5 gallons of Dr. Pepper, eat a bag of Cheetos, eat some chocolate ice cream or whatever today, and I may gain 5 pounds from doing all of that. And with my work schedule and the way that I work and my activity, I'm pretty much going to burn that off in about a day or so. And I don't exercise. I really don't watch the things I eat as good as I should, and I know eventually that probably will catch up to me. Or it will catch up to me, I should say it like that. My wife, she weighs her food. She eats stuff that's 0 calorie. There's times that we eat stuff here at the house and I have to grab a separate plate and season my stuff separately because she can't have all that in her food. She has exercise. She's walked up and down this long driveway. I can't tell you how many times, freezing cold mornings, hot mornings. I've come in here after cutting grass and she's in here working out to something on YouTube or whatever. She's pouring sweat. My wife has done more than tried, okay? And it has been extremely difficult for her. And last year, she actually was able to lose weight, but this past year, she don't know what happened. No matter what she tried, her body was just not working with her on anything. And there have been a lot of tough days for her not knowing what to do. Sick and tired of trying and working so hard at something and seeing no results. And that's when she finally made the decision, like, I'm not going to keep living like this. I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to put my foot forward. I'm going to make the effort to do this, and I'm going to keep going with it. And this is the next step of her journey. And it's coming up within a couple of weeks. She's going to be going to have this surgery. And I just wanted her to know how extremely proud of her I am, that she is going to be okay. She's going to be all right. That I know that this decision did not come lightly. I know it did not come easy. I know she's thought about this a million times. She's prayed about it. And my message to anybody else out there that may be struggling with weight, because my wife, so many people think that if somebody struggles with weight, you just enjoy cheeseburgers too much. You know, you just like going to McDonald's too much, or Chick-fil-A, or whatever it may be. A lot of people just honestly think that that is the only reason for weight gain. It never has nothing to do with stuff going on with your mental, you know, the things with your mental. Listen how I'm talking. It never has things to do with trauma that may be in your past that you keep with you. Not saying my wife has that, but there's so many different things that go on with this. Your body type, you know, your heritage, things I talked about, your DNA. There's so much that goes into this. And obviously, you can hear from the way I'm talking, I'm not a doctor personally. I'm not smart enough to understand and know this. But when I see somebody trying their hardest and working so hard at something, but something that is beyond their control is limiting their success from how hard they've worked, I can understand frustration from that. Even though that's not my body, even though I'm not the one living with that, I am going to be encouraging. I am going to be 100% supportive. I will fight to the death with her on this. This is something that's important to her in her life. And I am 100% positive that this is going to be something great for her. And, you know, there have been things with this that a lot of people may not understand. Like, you know, there's complications to getting pregnant if you want to have kids. There's, you know, you always feel embarrassed if you want to go out in public and do things like going swimming or, you know, even though that's not my body, and I never struggled with weight gain personally in my life. I grew up with family members that had this. I grew up with friends that had this. I've always been around this in my entire life. And one of the things I've never personally done is fat shame or anything like that. And the last thing that I would ever do is make fun of or insult the greatest person that I've ever known in my entire life, the absolute love of my life, that's done so much for me in my life. I could care less what she looks like, you know. Honestly, I could. I've gotten some of the worst comments from some of the worst people ever in my entire life. She has received them herself, and I don't understand it. Y'all don't know my wife. Y'all don't know how incredible she is and all the things that she's done. But then again, that's just the world. Everybody just judges things from a face value. You judge off of what you watch on camera. You don't even know the person personally. And you cannot be like that. You can't. It makes your life miserable. It makes everybody around you miserable. It's just not the right way to be. But I am very proud of the steps that my wife has taken. I'm very proud of the person that she is, how hard she's worked towards this. And I just want her to know that I will always love you no matter who you are. I have always been that way. I never tucked my tail and ran from anything with her, just like she never did with me. We both have our quirks. I'm not a perfect person. I do silly, stupid, dumb stuff all the time. I do things that really annoy and aggravate her. And there's a lot of times she has to pick up a lot of slack because of how much I mess up and how much I do things wrong. And she has to put up with me. You know, most of the time that we're around each other, because I'm so busy at work, whenever I'm doing that, I'm constantly doing stuff with videos. And she has to sacrifice moments of her time with me that she hasn't spent with me for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long I've been going to work, watching me just do that. It gets tough sometimes, but we're a married team. We love each other. And I guess if I could say it anymore, don't be afraid to make changes in your life. Don't be afraid to go after things. Don't be afraid to make that step. And don't be worried if the world doesn't agree with you or doesn't see how you see things. Don't be worried about what the rest of the world sees you as. It's not important. It really isn't. Your soul, your happiness, what means the most to you, that's what should be the most important thing in your entire life. And I don't know if this message was really going to help somebody or not. I will link my wife's YouTube channel, which you can find her on her TikTok as well. My wife may be a saving grace for you. You know, my wife may be the inspiration that you need to make a change in your life. And I believe that she has that in her and she could do it. But towards anybody out there that can be inspiration, that can be something important in life, that can be meaningful, that can do something to help somebody, you have to be willing to take the negative. Some of the absolute worst people in the world, you have to be willing to accept them in. Let them say their piece, let them say what they want, and let them go on about their lives, because that's what you're going to do. You cannot be scared of what other people are going to say or think about you. But I love my wife very much. And this is going to be a little bit of a ride for her, I know. But I know she's strong enough to endure it. I know she's strong enough to make something amazing. And she's going to come out of this great. So, I love you guys very much. If you guys tuned into this episode of Couch Talk, just know that I really do love you and appreciate you for it. Between comedy sketches and vlogs, whatever, if you tune into these particular videos, just know you're a real trooper. to be able to sit there and just listen to me ramble and talk, I believe strongly that that really takes something, and I appreciate and love you for it. So I love you guys very much. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Hope you guys have a wonderful month. Hope you guys have a great year. I'll see you guys in the next episode.